Welcome to the Hoop Hysteria channel. Today, we're going to analyze and predict the Western Conference semifinals showdown between the Golden State Warriors and the Minnesota Timberwolves. This series is likely the most unpredictable one in the second round. Both teams are evenly matched in strength and have pulled off upsets as lower seeds. The Warriors achieved the black 7 inches and the Timberwolves accomplished the black 6, setting the stage for an intense encounter. The Timberwolves showed a dominant performance in the first round, while the Warriors had a bumpy ride but managed to prevail in some tough battles. Considering that the Timberwolves also had a dominant showing in the first round last year, but looked as inexperienced as rookies in the Western Conference Finals, we have good reason to suspect that they might suddenly struggle again at some point in this series. It should be noted that the Timberwolves were ahead 3-1 in the regular season, but all these encounters were before the trade deadline, that is, before Butler joined the Warriors. Due to the Warriors' major changes in playing style, the Timberwolves' response will also change accordingly, so the regular season record can only be used as a reference. Next, let's analyze a few points worth noting in this series. In the NBA, Stephen Curry is truly a nightmare for big centers. With his unparalleled three-point shooting ability and agile movement on the court, he can always accurately target opposing centers, making those towering players constantly on the run. The matchup between Curry and Rudy Gobert in this series will undoubtedly be one of the most captivating highlights. Gobert, as one of the league's top interior defensive anchors, boasts excellent switching ability and a formidable shot-blocking presence. But when facing Curry, his advantages seem to be significantly diminished. Curry's lightning-fast three-point release allows him to get his shot off before the switching defender can close in. Even a defensive powerhouse like Gobert finds it extremely difficult to effectively disrupt Curry's shot. From a tactical perspective, the strategy of Gobert directly switching onto Curry is highly unlikely to succeed. Nevertheless, the Timberwolves might give it a try in the first game of the series to test the waters. Apart from direct switching, the Timberwolves are more likely to adopt strategies such as hard hedges and double teaming in an attempt to limit Curry's impact. However, these defensive approaches also carry risks, as they may create numerous open shooting opportunities for other Warriors players. A more targeted defensive strategy might be to mimic the Houston Rockets and have Gobert guard Moses Moody, thus forcing the Warriors to substitute in Buddy Hield. Once Hield is on the court, while his three-point shooting can enhance the Warriors' offensive firepower, his physical size and defensive ability may become a weakness for the Warriors on the defensive end, presenting more offensive opportunities for the Timberwolves. It's worth noting that in the first round of the playoffs, Gobert's average playing time decreased from 33 minutes in the regular season to 28 minutes, and Nez Reid appeared more frequently at the center position. Given the Warriors' potent shooting ability, especially when Hield gets hot, the Warriors' three-point offense will become extremely formidable. It is expected that Gobert's playing time will further decrease in the second round. The Warriors' starting lineup is mostly set, with the only variable being the choice between Buddy Hield and Moses Moody at the shooting guard position. Although Moody is full of energy, he still lacks in ball handling skills. The Timberwolves are likely to follow the defensive strategy of the Rockets and use Gobert to guard Moody, which not only protects the rim, but also prevents Gobert from being targeted by Curry during switches. The most threatening pick-and-roll combinations for the Warriors are undoubtedly the ones between Curry and Draymond Green, as well as the ones between Curry and Jimmy Butler. These two combinations, leveraging Curry's three-point threat, Green's playmaking ability, and Butler's driving and finishing skills, pose a great challenge for opposing defenses. For the Timberwolves, the key to defending these pick-and-rolls lies in the proper assignment of defenders. The ideal defensive strategy is to ensure that the player guarding Draymond Green is not Gobert, but someone who can also defend Curry effectively. At the same time, the player assigned to Curry should have a certain physical stature to be able to switch on to Butler when necessary. Since Green's individual scoring ability is relatively limited, there is less pressure in switching onto him. Take the Rockets as an example. They have multiple versatile wing defenders like Dylan Brooks, Oman Thompson, etc. Fred VanVleet, with his strong build and excellent defensive awareness, is also willing to take on the task of guarding Green and can switch onto Curry when needed. Fortunately, the Timberwolves also have a similar lineup configuration. They can adjust their defensive strategy, having Gobert guard Moody while sagging off slightly to protect the rim. Julius Randle guard Green Anthony Edwards, with his strong physique and outstanding athleticism, guard Curry, Jaden McDaniels, with his excellent defensive awareness and size advantage, guard Butler, and Mike Conley guard Podzinski. Both McDaniels and Edwards possess remarkable agility. McDaniels is tall and has a large frame, while Edwards, though relatively smaller in size, is strong. Both of them are highly flexible on the defensive end. Of course, this defensive arrangement also has its risks, as Randle may become the target of Curry's picking on strategy, which will severely test Randle's defensive capabilities. If Mike Conley struggles in one-on-one defense, the Timberwolves can also start Dante DiVincenzo, who offers a more balanced skill set to enhance the team's defensive stability. Additionally, after facing setbacks in the first round, the Warriors have already experimented with including Buddy Hield, Gary Payton II and other players in their starting lineup. However, when matched against Hield, although Conley's defensive ability has declined with age, his extensive defensive experience allows him to handle this tactically proficient shooter with relative ease. Compared with the Timberwolves, the Warriors face significant matching up challenges. As a top center in the league, Rudy Gobert requires defenders with substantial size. The Warriors' power forwards often find it difficult to effectively guard him. Therefore, in the starting lineup, Draymond Green is nearly the only player capable of matching up with Gobert. However, this means that Jimmy Butler will have to be guarded by Julius Randle, and the responsibility of defending Anthony Edwards will fall on either Podzinski or Moses Moody. Moreover, Stephen Curry may encounter great difficulties when defending Jaden McDaniels. McDaniels has made remarkable progress in the second half of this season, especially in his ability to handle the ball for a second action, which was fully demonstrated in the first-round games against the Los Angeles Lakers. The significant size disparity between him and Curry gives him a good chance to create scoring opportunities from the weak side, posing a threat to the Warriors' defense. Of course, Curry could also choose to guard Conley, which might be a more prudent option. However, whether this matching up arrangement is the optimal solution remains to be tested in the actual games. Nevertheless, the Warriors do have ways to break this dilemma. Let's not forget about Kevin Looney, a key interior player for the team. Although Looney hasn't had many opportunities to showcase his skills during the regular season this year, in crucial playoff games, he often has the ability to make unexpected contributions. Steve Kerr is quite likely to change the starting lineup at critical moments and have Looney start to defend Gobert. Looney has excellent rebounding ability and rich defensive experience. When facing Gobert, he not only won't be at a disadvantage, but can also provide strong support to the team in terms of rebounding. Once Looney successfully restricts Gobert, Draymond Green can be freed up to guard Julius Randle. Green has obvious advantages over Randle in terms of both experience and strength, making it difficult for Randle to score effectively under Green's defense. Additionally, Randle doesn't have much of a size advantage over Green. In this way, Jimmy Butler can be assigned to guard Anthony Edwards, enabling the Warriors to achieve a balanced or even superior position in terms of matchups against the Timberwolves. In addition to the tactical and matching up battles, physical fitness and experience are also crucial factors that can influence the outcome of this series. As a young team, the Timberwolves possess abundant energy and excellent athleticism. Moreover, after the first round of the playoffs, they have had a 5-day break and are now in high spirits, waiting for the Warriors at home. The home court advantage combined with their physical fitness advantage gives the Timberwolves a certain head start in the series. In contrast, the Warriors have just gone through an intense Game 7. The players have endured great physical and mental stress. After the game, they had to rush to fly to Minneapolis with little time for sufficient rest and adjustment. This poses a huge challenge, especially for the 3 veteran core players, Curry, Draymond Green, and Jimmy Butler. However, the Warriors have rich playoff experience and a deep championship heritage. They know how to adjust themselves in high-intensity games and how to find ways to win even in adverse situations. Based on the above analysis, this series is destined to be a closely contested and suspenseful battle. The Timberwolves have the advantages of physical fitness and home court advantage. They are young and full of vitality, eager to create more miracles in the playoffs. On the other hand, the Warriors have more superstar players and extensive playoff experience, and their small ball system and three-point shooting ability are still at the top level in the league. In terms of lineup depth and tactical flexibility, both teams have their own strengths and weaknesses. The Timberwolves have a clear advantage in the interior, but may face pressure in defending the guard positions. The Warriors have powerful outside shooting, but need to make more efforts in interior defense and rebounding protection. It is predicted that these two teams will play at least 6 games, and it is even possible that they will go to a Game 7 to determine the winner. In this battle of strength and wisdom, I still believe that the Golden State Warriors will be the ultimate victors. Their championship experience, the performances of their superstar players, and Coach Steve Kerr's ability to adjust tactics will be the keys to their victory over the Timberwolves. However, regardless of the final result, this series will surely become a classic in NBA history. Let's eagerly anticipate the basketball feast brought to us by the Warriors and the Timberwolves.